Hello everyone, this is Kim with Abundant Life Tarot, and we are upon another monthly Astros reading video for all 12 signs. Thank you so much for joining me, and I want you to sit back, relax, and enjoy your reading. Definitely check out your rising sign, your moon sign, your sun sign. Check out your relative signs. I love when people do that because they're getting the most from these readings. So thank you for that. I'm going to go back to using the Mildred Payne Secret Pocket Oracle. I have been using the Bohemian Tarot, the Bohemian Gothic Tarot, and prior to that, the Numinous Tarot, but I want to get back to Mildred Payne for a little bit. So that's what we're doing. I will be using less decks this time around. I mean, not really, but really. So I want to curtail or bring in the monthly readings because they do take quite a bit to put out and to edit. And if they're massive times 12, then it can become too much to edit. So I also will be using the White Rabbit Oracle in conjunction with the Oracle of Nightmares. So that's why I kind of said, well, I'm using less decks, but not really, because, well, that's two decks in one. And then closing with the Halloween Oracle. We'll go ahead and do a general reading this month. I think next month I may touch upon love specifically. And then the following month, maybe circle back to a life general reading as we move from December into the new year. So stay tuned for that. Also stay tuned for different ways and different platforms that I will be offering general readings to the masses. I have actually many platforms that I feel are underutilized, such as my website, my Facebook. So definitely keep your eyes and ears open for more of what's coming in the future for Abundant Life Tarot, because it's not going to just be here on YouTube that I'll be playing at. It will be in other arenas as well. All right, you guys, thank you all so much for tuning in. Much love, many blessings to you this lovely November. Thank you, and I will see you all on the other side. Hello, Aries. This is your November Life, Love, and Abundance Oracle reading. So let's get started. As per usual, we are asking Spirit to look at the overall overarching energies for the month of November for our Aries friends. What's happening? What's happening for Aries? What are the overarching energies? Okay. See if there's any other messages. Okay. Alrighty. We have entrapment, celebrate, dread, and repression. And we'll lay out all the cards and do the reading that way this time. All right. For the Mildred Payne, we are asking, what do and what will Aries be confronting in the month of November in all areas of life, or whatever comes up that you think is necessary, Spirit? What's coming up for Aries? What will be happening? Let's see how it ties into the overall overarching energies. Any other messages? Yes. Oops. Oh, they're so little and I'm so not. It's been such a while since I've shuffled my lovely little Mildred Payne. Kings. Okay. What tools will Aries be using in the month of November? What tools can and will Aries be using? Oh, okay. As you guys know, I use jumpers, so that's why it takes a little while. What tools will Aries be utilizing, or what tools can they utilize? Okay, now we're going to ask what's happening. What's the outcome cards for Aries in life, love, and abundance? What will they be keeping in November, and what will they be taking forward into December? Thank you, Spirit. What is the outcome? What's the takeaways of this month for Aries? Oh. Okay. And then finally, we're going to have a closing card from, read an excerpt from the Halloween Oracle for Aries. What message, Spirit, do you have exclusively for our Aries friends? What do you have to say? Maybe a message to tie all of this together. Oh, there's two. There's out, wise scene, wise action. I like that. Enjoy. Rejoicing in the present. Okay. Interesting. I like what came up, what messages came up. Let's dive on in. Okay. So the overarching overall energies that you will be working with Aries in the month of November is we have entrapment, celebrate, dread, and repression. I get a sense that in the beginning of the month and the mid part of the month, some of you may be feeling entrapped in like loveless relationships, in jobs that are no longer serving you, and just dynamics in your community or in your country that you just feel like it's just not serving you or serving the greater good like you'd hoped. You feel entrapped by, you know, other people's ideals of what the world around should look like. You just feel entrapped, and maybe some of you entrapped by health issues, and it's causing a sense of dread about life. And you wonder if you're going to be able to get past this sense of dread that you have about the future. You know, many people will be facing the elections this time. No matter what side of the political spectrum you're on, there's this sense of dread, like dread of what's to come in the future. You don't know. You have concerns about repression. Some of you feel repressed. Feel repressed in your, like I said, your country, your home, your surroundings. You don't feel like you can really expand and grow and do what you like to do. But don't despair and don't worry too much about dread, because there is a cause to celebrate. All of these feelings that you're surrounded by, that you're literally surrounded by, all of that is, you have to discern whether or not that is stuff coming from outside of you, or if that's really stuff that's really going on inside of you. It all, though, begins really and truly inside of us. When we have like dread and like feeling like there's repressed feelings that can't come up and can't surface, and we're feeling entrapped by that, that's all oftentimes a doing of our own. And what we can celebrate here is the knowing that we have the power to overcome those negative emotions and negative feelings. We can do that by remaining joyful and in a celebratory way, you know, celebrating life, being in the present, rejoicing in the present. Remember, our power is in the now. And the wise seeing, wise action, owl card. You know, being able to really see from a higher perspective that all really is truly well. Things may look bleak right now, but things will turn around as we see with the celebrate card. So these are the energies you'll be like kind of above everything going on in your life, percolating around. But in the end, there's cause to celebrate. I'm not worried because I see that you'll see the big picture here. And we'll read excerpts from both of these cards at the conclusion of this reading. All right, let's dive into the Mildred Payne. So with the Mildred Payne, what are we confronting in the month of November? I'm like, what month are we in? Well, we will be confronting that we have the House card. With the House card, you know, this is about having a sense of personal identity for some of us, right? So that ties in kind of to that feelings of repression and finally facing and dealing with those, what's in our house, what's in our backyard, what's going on inside of us. Celebrating the fact that, hey, I'm going to finally deal with this shadow stuff, deal with other people's shadowy crap that's been put upon me, and deal with my own shadow stuff that's been coming up from inside. So I'm in a clean house this month in November. There is also a sense of strong building of stability for our families this month for many Aries. Feeling like we've created a safe spot, a safe space for our loved ones, and it feels good. This is something that this has been a big goal of yours for a long time. You want a place where all of your loved ones feel safe to come to you, and you've created that. While others of you, this is dealing more with that personal identity, that that personal taking off the mask, being our authentic selves. That's what's also coming to be, or what literally be is next to it, which I don't find as a coincidence here, because Aries is going to be hard at work. You're going to be hard at work. This is a card about being industrious, high productivity for you. This month, Aries is going to be taking actions on big projects, small projects. This is a card that symbolizes good communication and working relationships with your peers and your co-workers and your family members and your partners, and that you're going to have a busy time of connection and working together this month. And that makes sense. You know, for some of us, we will be celebrating the holiday season. So that's an exciting thing to have going on. That's why I get a sense that you will be celebrating in November. There will be a time to come together, that you will be in the moment, you will be present, but you will be working through some stuff, Aries. And I'm happy you will. You know, some of you are going to be carrying this energy into the remaining months and of the year, and you really need to work on that. It doesn't need to be some energy that colors your whole experience. All right, so then we have Cauldron for 42. And so I love the little Cauldron card because it's about, you know, a fertile time, about creating something, growing something. You know, it's mixing up, making magical combinations, seeing what works for you, experimentation, trying out new things, you know, dabbling with this, trying a little bit of that, you know, maybe journaling here, meditating there, talking with friends. For some of us, it may be protesting. Others, it will be voting, you know, maybe bringing together all kinds of groups from different walks of life so we all can get together. There's so many different things you're going to be exploring and experimenting with it in the month of November, Aries. You should be very excited about it. Don't get worried about the cards here. These are your energies because you are kind of witnessing this in others and also experiencing this. And it's an out picture of kind of what's been going on inside of you for a little while. What tools that you will... Oh, sorry, I skipped an important card. How dare I? This is the Mirror card before we go to the Tools position. The Mirror card is about self-reflection, right? It's about reevaluating your perception, and it's about, for some of us, it could be about dealing with vanity, although I don't get that. I get that this month, really, this is a big time for you of self-reflection, of looking at why do you have a great sense of dread and anxiety about things, Aries. You need to realize that you are not really repressed. Really, that's in your mind. Really, other people's ideas and thoughts, yeah, some things may impact us, but many things don't. And so we have to learn how to really look at what we claim is our experience. For example, if you feel like you are repressed, who is repressing you? What is repressing you? Is that really the truth? And really reflecting on that and seeing the truth for what it is. All right, so the tools that we have at our disposal for Aries, what you will be working with, we have Poppet is how they pronounce it. We traditionally call it this, a puppet. The Poppet is about, it can be a card about brainwashing, but I get a sense of this is a card about overcoming that, about overcoming a sense of it's like with the puppet, you're recognizing that maybe you've been manipulated by what's been in the media. Maybe you've been manipulated by your partner's what they've had to say about a situation. Maybe you've been being manipulative to your own self and to others. But this card signifies that you've overcome that. You really focus in on not being manipulated, not manipulating others, and not brainwashing others, taking back your control, not being a puppet. So that's how I see the puppet as being a tool. It's recognizing your power and not giving it away, reclaiming it in the month of November. And then we have the ribbon. When I see this card, I typically think of this as like the gift card, right? When we see the ribbon card, it's happy times. It signifies festivities, a formal occasion for some. It could also represent a time of innocence, and it's certainly a symbol of hope. It also is about feminine beauty, as we see with this joy card as well. So with the joy card, with the celebrate card, with the ribbon card, many Aries will be having celebratory times in November. This could be the holidays. This could be just having good times with family and friends, whether it's specifically on Thanksgiving or not. You find yourself in a celebratory and festive way. Maybe there is a special occasion coming for many Aries in November, and that's a good time. So be in the moment, be present. Like we get the ribbon card, it represents a present, be joyous, because that happiness spreads into so many different areas and helps in so many different areas in love, life, and abundance. Then we have the 49 for Crow. With the Crow, this card tells me that perhaps some of you may be moving places. The Crow in the tools position is sometimes about, for some people, it's about criminal activity. Maybe no longer participating in certain criminal behaviors, or behaviors that are not necessarily criminal but are a little shady. For others, with the Crow, this is about using the tool to move from a physical place to a new place. Maybe it's time to move to no longer be in a repressive relationship or a repressive job situation. If you really feel repressed and oppressed and not valued, it is time to move. So use the power of the Crow to move and to get on with your life, to go to another place. And then perhaps that's when many Aries find themselves celebrating once they do move. They use this in the tool position to move from place to place, maybe even moving from a new idea to a better idea about their situation. And then we have Bell. I love Bell because, you know, it's really about like a spiritual awakening. It's about the beginning or the end of some important event. It could come as a toll to warn someone. So in terms of this card, the awakening card is saying use your awakening to work through these feelings once and for all, to no longer be bound by them. And there's going to be something that comes up this month that will be the ending of something. And it could be political. It could be spiritual. It could be work related. It could be in any area. But that ending is going to make way for a new beginning. You're going to dread it. You're going to be concerned about it. You're going to feel entrapped by your worries by it. But in the end, there's going to be cause for celebration. So whatever that situation you are fretting about and worrying about, don't worry anymore about it. Finally, we have the outcome card. The outcome cards. What will you be taking with you into December? And what will you be leaving behind or what should you leave behind in November? And what's the outcome? What's the takeaway for your month? And we have fire. Oh, when I see fire, I think of passion, right? So many folks will be having passion, bursts of creativity for some. While others may be entrapped by some fury emotions that could try to take us over. So I suggest you leave that behind. But what many of you will be carrying into December is perhaps for some of you new relationships, some reigniting passions in current relationships. So don't worry if you're going through a bumpy spell with your partner, or if you don't see anyone right at this moment. That doesn't mean that love is not going to really buoy itself and float on. So don't worry. And then the passion of pursuing new projects and being able, which allows you to be more in the present and realizing how you are able to create a powerful future in your now by doing what you love to do, by doing your passion pursuits. You'll get this, and that's what's going to carry you, my beautiful fairy Aries, into the future months, into December and beyond. We also have the Star card, which is the hope card. It is about maintaining hope, a sudden sense of clarity and vision, being inspired and remaining inspired. So that's why I'm not so concerned with these cards being like something that's going to be an everlasting energy. It could be for some, though. This could signify some who are in a depression, but that you stay inspired, you keep the hope alive, and that will be something that happens in November that you carry forth into December as you move into the winter holidays for the Northern Hemisphere. And that's good, because maybe there have been things in your life that did not seem so hopeful, but now things are going to turn around. We have the Eye card. We have with the Eye card, all-knowing, being wise, being able to see from a higher perspective, being vigilant, remaining honest, bearing witness. So you will be honest with yourself. You will be honest with others this month. It actually will come easy for you at this time. You just feel like you're able to see others for their authentic selves, and you're being seen in your authentic self. Something happens, an ending that really rocked you to your core and gave you a spiritual awakening this month. But you're able to see things for what they are and who they are, and that's good. That's what you need. Yeah. And finally, we have the Shovel card. Digging into a situation, uncovering some truths, right? So you this month are going to have some realizations, some revelations being dug up. You are doing the work to figure it out, to see what's going on inside of you and what's going on around you. And in the end, you uncover some powerful truths that are able to set you free and set others free, so you move forward. Powerful growth here. powerful growth. I'm going to read an excerpt from the Oracle or the Halloween Oracle. We have Owl. What does Owl say? I'm just going to read an excerpt, excuse me. Should the hooting owl come looking for you this Halloween, it indicates the need for wise counsel or further information before you make a decision. Considered action is warranted. Think before you act emotionally and ensure you think strategically, not impulsively. Definitely do a lot of self-reflection before you jump or do something drastic, but don't wait forever, Aries, either, is what I feel like I should add. And then we have Joy. Okay, we lead busy lives. Whether we are studying, run a household, have a demanding job, or all of them at once, it seems there is a little time for us to stop, be present, and enjoy exactly where we are at this time. It has been said that the first step of real change is stopping and acknowledging that we actually need change. While sometimes we might feel that there is a little to feel happy about and much to change, we can always feel grateful for something right now. And there is a power in that position. It is time to find the joy in this moment and to find that joy more often. Should this card come up in your divination, it heralds arrival of more happiness and profound joy into your life. It is such a good omen. Actively seek pleasure and build more of the things that give you personal joy and laughter in your life. After all, we build in appointments for the dentist. Why not build it in for our own pleasure, our own fire pursuits, our own passion pursuits, which I get a sense that you finally get that, Aries. Many of you get it, and you're owning that, and you're moving forward in power with that. Well, have a very beautiful and abundant November, my loves. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye. Hello, Tauruses. This is your November Life, Love, and Abundance Oracle reading, and we are working with the Mildred Payne as our main course this month. So let's just dive right on in to the reading. So this is a combination of the White Rabbit Oracle and the Oracle of Nightmares by Ariana Siegel. And we, Spirit, we are asking, actually, I don't want to do that. We are asking about the overall overarching energies for November for Tauruses. What's happening in November for our Taurus friends? Okay, let's see. Okay. I'm going to do it a little differently this month, where I'm going to lay out all the cards and do the reading once I lay them all out. And we have some interesting cards, some cool cards though. For Taurus, we have Fairylands, Playfulness, Inertia, and Healing. Then we're going to ask Spirit through the Mildred Payne for Taurus for the month of November in life, love, and or abundance. What's happening for Tauruses? What's coming up for Tauruses in the month of April? Huh. Wow. Okay. All right. Wow, Taurus, you guys got some cool stuff happening this month, which, if my memory serves me correctly, the past month was going to be a little hard for you. So this is nice to see. What tools in the month of November will Tauruses be utilizing? What tools can Tauruses utilize this month in life, love, and abundance? What tools? Okay, I'm going to say that's a fumble, so we're going to do that again. Any other messages? Thank you, Spirit. Oh, this one came out anyway. Good. Woohoo. So that's meant to be. Okay. All right. And then finally, let's see. What's the outcome cards in the month of November in life, love, and abundance for Tauruses? What is the takeaways in the month of November? I'm doing this reading in October, by the way. I don't want to confuse the situation. Spirit, for November for Tauruses, what's the outcome? What's the takeaways that Tauruses will be either leaving behind in November or taking with them into December? What's the outcome? What's the takeaways? Okay. Nice. Foot, how funny. And foot. Okay. That's interesting. Okay, thank you, Spirit. And then finally, what's the closing message for our Taurus friends? Oh, 2 messages, just like Aries came up. Black Cat, fortune meets opportunity. Nice. I'll probably take a quick gander or read from the guidebook for the Halloween Oracle here once we're done, but we'll tie it into the reading as well, and then zombie control. All right, so let's get started. I love this. Okay, the overall overarching energies for the month of November for Tauruses, we have Fairylands. And Fairylands, you know what's interesting here is that these cards kind of spoke to me. If you look carefully, both are about ascension, right? It's about climbing up, moving on up to a higher echelon, a higher prong, a higher rung in life. And so it's a magical time for many Tauruses right now. It's a time in November of believing in your dreams and going after your dreams. And, you know, some of you may be going a little bit too far into the fantastical where you're having a difficult time sorting fiction from reality. But for the most part, I really feel like this, sitting next to this card and on the other side of inertia is healing, is that no, for many of you, the majority of you, this is speaking to ascension, climbing up, moving forward, it's believing in your dreams, and now taking the necessary steps to move up to the next level, gaining more insight, gaining more wisdom as you go along, and gaining more confidence as you move up and go along. And with playfulness sitting next to this card, that tells me that through this process, you've been able to maintain your playfulness about the whole situation, about kind of relaxing into the knowing of that, you know, really, my power is in the present. My power is in the now, and I'm enjoying what we've got going on. I'm having a time out. I'm letting loose this month. I'm pursuing my dreams, but I'm having fun while I'm doing it. And this also could signify that many of you will be in a celebratory mood, and it is, you know, at least in the Northern Hemisphere, a time of celebration for those who celebrate the holiday, like Thanksgiving, and then also get coming off of the playfulness of, you know, the October festivities. So that's good. That's a nice energy to have in the month of November, and just a nice energy to have in general. The inertia card is about trying to move forward and not being able to do so, like being like just stuck in one place, feeling stuck in one place. And with the healing card sitting on the other side of the inertia, that tells me that there is a healing that is happening. The healing is happening because of these other overarching energies that's going on and influencing what's happening, you know, in your life. The fairylands, the pursuing your dreams, and then the playfulness. That's helping to heal this sense of inertia in your life, where this sense of I'm not moving forward with my goals. This month, November, is the first time in a while where you finally feel like you are on purpose, on passion, on purpose, and moving forward like you need to. There's a physical healing to be had for some of you. Most of you, this is a mental or an emotional healing that's at hand this month. So if there's been some ailments, some issues, some heartaches that have been troubling you, worrying you, then know that there's a healing happening this month, which is beautiful. So like I mentioned before, we have the lovely ladder card, right? The ladder card is, like I said, going up that rung, moving up the ladder, overcoming obstacles, stepping up in your life, and also achieving goals moving forward. So in November, Tauruses, if there was a goal that you had set, a short-term goal, it will be realized in November. Whether it's a goal towards your passion pursuits, your career, your love life, it doesn't matter. You move up to the next level with where you're trying to go. And that inertia, that feeling of being stuck, finally lets up and eases in November. I love the Orbiculum card, obviously. I mean, can you see why I would, you know? With the Orbiculum, oh, the lovely Orbiculum. It's about having sudden insights, clarity about a situation. So this month you'll find yourself, Taurus, where you yourself are getting prophetic glimpses into your future, into the future of others. You are on a quest to search for answers, search for the meaning of your life, search for the meaning of life, and you are actually, just as you seek, you shall find. You've been seeking answers to what you should do next. Maybe if you are wanting to become a comedian, for example, and, you know, you don't know where to start, but somehow, you know, you get this sudden insight to go to look up open mic nights in your area, and lo and behold, you are now connected and moving forward in your goal and ascending. It could be something like that. You're getting sudden insights about your love life. If you're single, you're getting sudden insights about where you can go to be able to let your hair hang down, be yourself, and have fun. It's just, it almost feels magical to you during this time. Like, how are you able to get these things planted in your mind, you even wonder. Things like that. So be on the lookout for that. With the Moth card, you know, the Moth card, it also, when I saw the healing card and then I saw the Moth card, I thought, yeah, there is a healing to be had. I don't know why. I don't know why with the Moth. That just makes sense to me, but it's about transformation. So many of you, a situation is being healed in your life this month and is transformed, and that's a powerful thing. Some of you, this is going to be where you're experiencing someone either hopelessly attracted to you and won't let up and won't, you know, leave you alone, or where you are hopelessly attracted to someone or something. It could be your goal that you are hopelessly attracted to, and finally getting in step with the universe in marching towards achieving that goal. This could be a relation pertaining to a relationship. But yeah, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it could be, you may be dealing with a clingy person, or maybe you may be too clingy to some things that you may need to let go. Maybe you need to, as this card suggests, surrender control. You can't always control every outcome, everything, every person, and you start to heal that understanding, that misunderstanding. You start to heal that, and that that helps you along, that helps you with gaining some sunshine in your life. You gain power this month. You're going to be energetic. You are going to have strong mental clarity. You're building and maintaining, cultivating friendships. This is a sunny time for you this month, Tauruses. Really and truly, like when you get the Sun card, whether it's in tarot or an oracle, that says you're going to have some sunshine in your life this month. So, with transformation, there can come some aches and pains with that. But really, I don't see, these cards definitely line up to what I'm seeing here in terms of how these energies and how your energies are kind of dancing with one another. It's quite beautiful. I mean, the Sun card, you get some clarity about your goals, about where you're going, about what you want out of life. That's so exciting, That's so exciting to be able to gain that clarity, that for momentum. And you get friendships helping you along the way, And finally we have Harp. Harp is about, attaining peace, keeping peace, serenity, being rejuvenated, being healed, having a healing in your life. So, whereas maybe the past month you had some stress, it was kind of hard to balance your life. This month you have peace and serenity. It's, even with the holidays in full swing, you just feel peaceful, happy, sunny. Yes, you're in flux and transition, but it's, in fact, you are energized by these changes, by everything, because you are realizing how important it is to pursue your dreams, and you're going after them. In the tools position, we have the Spider card. And the Spider card is about carefully designing one's life. So Spirit is saying, hey, Taurus, the tool that you will be using and you will have at your disposal is the ability to sit down and plan your life with your partner, with yourself first, then your partner. And you will start to see things just come about. Your web, as you create your web and you design your web of influence, others come and are attracted to it and get stuck to it. And now, things just kind of drop. Things will come to you as you plan and prepare that web. As you build that web, things will you will be in a place to receive what is trying to drop into your life. So continue to design, continue to ascend and move up and move forward. Be able to see the beauty in things. With the Flower card, I love the Flower card because it is about being able to see the beauty in anything, even when it's not so beautiful. You know what I mean? Even when things don't look so great, even when you feel stuck, even when you feel like you're losing control or someone has too much control in your life, you can still see the beauty and the gift of everything that's happening and be able to remain kind. Another tool for you, aside from seeing the beauty of even things that may not seem so beautiful, is to remain kind, keep your humanity. During this month, you're going to be tested sometimes, Taurus, where you're going to have to remind yourself to be kind, to be kind. And this card in the tool position is saying that be a gift Your blossoming abilities and potential that's happening as you're pursuing your goals will be a gift to others. So be that gift. Don't play small. Don't withhold your gifts from others. It's time to relish into all the possibilities. You've got beautiful blossoming potential happening. And I want you to know that, Tauruses. I have quite a few Tauruses in my life, and it's just actually, when I see these cards, I'm like, oh yeah, I kind of see that kind of bubbling up and it's going to happen for our Taurus friends. That's so cool. Also in the position here, we have 48 for Trumpet. Trumpet says that, you know, there's a spiritual awakening at hand. So, you know, you are going to have an awakening this month. So that could be a part of that healing process. Be patient with yourself, patient with others. It's spiritual vibrations coming through and helping to loosen up that stuck feeling and inertia. So listen carefully to what is being played, you know, out in your mind. You will have sudden thoughts. That's Spirit speaking to you. And giving you guidance on what to do next, and it's a better place to operate than control, like trying to control something, versus, or not versus, whether you want to be on the side of you co-creating with Spirit and being in step with Spirit versus trying to control situations. In the tools position, we also have ribbon. So, you know, this is a symbol of hope. This is saying, hey, have fun this month. There's gonna be a lot of celebrations. So have fun responsibly, but definitely have fun. Definitely be playful. Again, be a gift to others with your laughter, your humor, your kindness. And in turn, people are going to turn that and give that right back to you. We have stick for what's happening in the outcome position. 25. So branching out on your own. This all makes sense to me. You are ascending because you started creating that web and designing your life like a spider. And now at the end of the month, moving into the following month, you're going to be branching out on your own, Tauruses. That's really awesome. You're going to, this represents a powerful time for you. Some of you, it could represent, and we'll read into this in just a moment. I want to read the guidebook here for zombie. This could represent some kind of dynamic where it feels like you're in a controlled situation, and you feel like someone has power over you. So for a small minority of group of you, that could be the case. But for the most part, this is all in alignment here, showing that you are taking the necessary steps to move forward, as we see here with the boot card. Boot is about moving forward, about preparing for action, about taking those necessary steps to be disciplined in your life, to get your goals accomplished. So that's awesome. That's what you'll be carrying forth into December and beyond, as well as the stick energy. Even if it's for the small minority of people, you'll be in that season of loosening up. So you all are in various stages of where you're at. Like some of you are right in the middle of the inertia and will not experience like really this great healing until well into December, while others of you are already, you know, past those energies and into the healing phase. We have 12 for hand. And so with hand, you know, in the outcome position, is saying that you're going to be giving and or receiving help this month. That could be just the season of giving, a sense of friendliness happening for you. Again, this is a big life purpose month for you. Yeah, I see some beautiful things happening for some of you in terms of love and connection, but I really see friendship and connections in that way this month for many Tauruses. And most importantly, I see your life purpose like fleshing out and growing. And I think that's super important, and that you will be a gift to others. Like I said, I'm going to keep saying it because it keeps popping in my head, and that you will be either receiving or giving help, receiving some kind of financial assistance or getting some financial assistance. Some of you who are starting businesses may get the opportunity to gain some fortune to help you, like with a private angel donor. Some people will get that car loan that they needed. Others will get a raise. You'll get a helping hand. Some will just actually literally get a helping hand. Maybe they're moving house. Maybe they're traveling and they need just even a lift to the airport. That happens for you. We have 61 for foot. 61 is about gaining some stability and balance in your life, in that you are grounded. Oh, my beautiful Tauruses, you already are an earth sign, of course, and you are already grounded, but it's beautiful to see how this all unfolds throughout the month for you. And by the end of the month, we see that you get that stability, that healing, that balance that healing comes from having a sense of balance in whatever the healing needs to happen. And this card confirms that that happens for you. So if there was a situation that requires some balance or requires some stability, this card, rest assured that this card confirms that that happens for you. Finally, again, this card comes up as for puppet. It's about manipulation. For some, it could be about being brainwashed or doing the brainwashing or having control over someone. So again, like I said, for some of you, the minority group of you, but nevertheless, there's going to be a confronting, a healing that's happening with this control situation going on. Whether it's your employer and you trying to resolve how much overtime you're working, or your partner and you trying to work it out, or you just trying to have control over your life in certain areas, things are going to shift and change for you. Let's take a look here at the guidebook. So before we close out, I'm just going to read a quick excerpt. Black cat. Should the slinky black cat cross your path through this oracle, know that good luck and fortune will be meeting you promptly. Also know that your luck will be even luckier if you are prepared to take advantage of every special opportunity that comes your way. And there will be many opportunities coming your way this month. So these cards confirm that yes, say yes to these opportunities, especially if you feel intuitively called to do so. Let's say zombie. Control. Should the zombie step unsteadily into your life, it's time to look at the concept of control. Do you want to control everything, leaving little to free expression? Do you choose partners who are not equal so that they are more easily manipulated and changed to your liking? Or do you allow that to happen to you? If you are not living your most authentic life, it's time to look at why and how to change it. Okay? That's where the healing is for many of you. And that's going to happen this month. You're going to get clear about your authentic life, your authentic happiness, and it is here. It is time. This is your time, Taurus. It is your time to shine. Share this with other Tauruses who especially need to see this and hear this message, because it's an important one. All right, you all have a wonderful and blessed November. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye. Hello, Gemini. We are doing your November general life, love, and abundance oracle reading. And let's get right on into it. So this is your monthly reading. And first up, we're looking at the overall overarching energies for Gemini. What are the overall overarching energies for the month of November for Geminis? Okay. This time we're going to do it a little different, where I'm going to go ahead and lay out the cards first. And then we'll do the entire reading. So the first question we're posing, Spirit, is what will Geminis be confronting in the month of November in all areas of life? Please give us 3 to 5 cards. Thank you, Spirit. What's happening for our lovely Geminis? What's going on? Uh-oh. What's happening? Let's make sure I turn down my music because I don't want it. I don't want any copyright stuff going on. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. All right. In terms of what tools will Geminis be using in the month of November in the areas of life, love, and abundance, what tools will they be utilizing? Thank you, Spirit. Okay. I love this deck so much. It's been a while. All right, and finally, in the outcome position, what's the takeaways for November for Geminis in life, love, and abundance? What will they be leaving behind in November and taking with them into December? What's happening? What's ultimately going to happen, eh? What's going on for Geminis? Okay. All right. Okay. And then finally, we'll... All right. I already used this deck. I just like shuffling this one so much. I think that's what that is. And then finally, a closing message that will tie up Gemini's message for the month of November, Spirit. Thank you. And all right, thank you, Spirit. All right, so my lovely Geminis, let's get started. So, you know, I love to start off with the overall overarching energies of the month for you. So we have opportunity, which is awesome, playfulness, another great card, and renewal. Wow. So there's a lot of beautiful things happening for you in the month of November, Geminis. I mean, let me tell you, there's opportunity literally knocking on your door in both love and abundance. And for some of you, this could be an opportunity of getting an interview, going, you know, actually making some business connections. If it's not an interview, speaking to the right people at the right time, connecting on new levels with coworkers, opportunities that you find yourself making more money, winning money, finding money even, opportunity for dating and love, as I see the little heart back here. So there's some of you who may be single, finally making a love connection. For those of you who have been having maybe a spell with your partner, finally you're having the opportunity to turn it around. So that's beautiful. And you turn it around, I get, with help, with a large dose of playfulness this month. Some of you will be going on vacation, taking little weekend getaways. Some of you actually have full-on vacations going on, having fun. You're coming off of Halloween and that playful time, going into the Thanksgiving season for those who are in the Northern Hemisphere and those who celebrate those holidays. While others is just simply harnessing and tapping into a playful energy, and that's a beautiful thing. This is also an invitation for some to tap into the playfulness to help you to not just have opportunity knock on your door, but for you to be able to seize that opportunity. Playfulness helps soften your heart and keep you in a place where you are supple and ready to receive. Whereas being rigid and cold and standoffish and withdrawn, right? And then finally we have renewal. So many of you are going through a season in November of renewal, of rejuvenation, of feeling like you have come through or have gone through something and going through on the other side, and you just feel like a new being, just a new person altogether, and it feels good. It really does. I mean, we've got the joy card. It says rejoicing in the present. And that's what we find Geminis doing, or Geminis, if this is your rising sign or your star sign, what, it doesn't matter. Joy is at hand for you this month. This is what this card means to me for you, is that November is going to be a joyous month for you in terms of love, life, and abundance. Now, let's move on into the Mildred Payne's Secret Pocket Oracle, because we like to see what she has to say. Just like I said, there was opportunity here. We have the ladder card. The ladder is about achieving something, right? Attaining that goal, going up the rungs, taking that next step to get higher up to where you're trying to go, overcoming obstacles, and yeah, stepping up in life. So this month, you will find yourself, what's happening is opportunity is knocking and you are ascending and moving higher. And that feels excellent. Wow, because, sometimes you just don't know in terms of how opportunity is going to come and what package it's going to come in, right? You don't really know. And so when you see the favorable cards sitting next to, like you even have the wheel in your reading here, this tells me that is a positive opportunity knocking on your door. Sometimes opportunity comes in a package that doesn't look so nice or favorable, like getting fired from your job, but then it may wait for the dream job. You know what I'm saying? That's one example. In this case, though, joy is all encasing you this month, Gemini. An over sense of joy, just of connection and rejoicing in the present. So let's, take a look at the Axe card here. So there is going to be a time in the month of November where there's some conflicts, perhaps some disputes, some frustrations with family members, maybe even some estrangements. And maybe this card also signifies looking back on the past at times when your family was estranged, or you were estranged from a partner, or there was conflicts at work, or there was difficulties, right? Perhaps that is the case, and you're reflecting on it and seeing how far you've come. You have a greater sense of renewal now. But for those of you who are going through this, going through like a sense of conflict, don't be too down about it, because I don't think it's going to be a heavy sense like over you, like a heavy presence. That's not what it's going to be. It's about, when I see the Axe card, I think of cutting something or cutting someone down to their own size. But I also see that once you're on the other side of conflict, you've made progress. You've cleared something. You've cleared a forest, right? When you have that productive kind of conflict where you're able to clear things progress and move forward. Maybe that, with the opportunity, there came confusion, there came questions, and you felt like maybe, like for example, you thought you aced the interview, but then the interviewer contacts you and says, I have additional questions. They kind of cut you down to size, right? But then you make progress because you give them more information, you reveal something, then it helps you to ascend. And back in the day, you may not have been able to traverse something like that so easily. And it may not just be a work-related situation. It could be a personal relationship situation where you've kind of had to traverse something quickly and kind of, say, wow, okay, that kind of cut me down a size, but here, this is how I respond to that. And so, yeah, that's a powerful thing that can happen from conflict. And then we have, the cat. The cat is about resurrection for the Mildred Payne's deck. it represents, at times, it can represent misfortune. So for some of you, this could be the situation where you have an opportunity that knocks on your door, but it comes encased in misfortune. Not all of you Geminis are going to have that going on, but some of you will, since I see this card in the reading as well. It just means that it could be a situation where you get into a car accident and you get a settlement, or, you end up running late for work and you end up running into someone who helps you get a better job, or to help you advance in your business. Or, you were running late for a date and then you end up meeting your real dream, love of your life, and it wasn't the person you're supposed to go on a date with. Things like that, So it's not all bad. It's just, it's going to come like, wow, okay, I thought this looked one way, but it's not. You have to, this time in November, I can't even talk, rely on your intuition is what the cat also tells me. Kind of rely on your sixth sense of moving about and remaining playful. That is what keeps popping up strongly for me, is that is your antidote. That is your medicine that you need when things feel a little tense, a little heavy. Bring a little playfulness into the situation. Infuse that even in an interview, even on a date. Infuse that. You're golden, okay? You are golden. And then we have tree. And so finally what's happening towards the end of the month of November for you, because all of these energies are really can happen at any point in November for you, Geminis. But we have the strong tree, the strong growth. This is a season of life that you're in. You're in a cool little season of life. You're in a stable place. And you also, from this stable place, are reaching new heights. How great is it to be finally in a place of being rooted? I see a mosquito. Oh my gosh. I might have to do something about that. How beautiful is it to be rooted, right? And grounded. Yet, once you are rooted and grounded, now you are able to soar to new heights and grow bigger and more beautiful and bolder than ever before. So that's what's happening. And I see it here. I mean, these cards signify that there's definitely for you, Gemini, some serious opportunity happening in November. So what tools will you be utilizing? We have the boot 20, right? For boot. With the boot card, I see some of you have travel in the month of November going on, while others, maybe moving forward, finally taking some steps, going on interviews, pounding the pavement, putting in those applications and those, sending out those resumes, really doing what you need to do to have opportunities. So Spirit says, hey, keep doing that. Keep taking one step, putting one step forward, and just keep moving forward in the direction you're trying to go. And Spirit is saying that you will be met by Spirit, okay? You will be met by Spirit. And that as long as you remain disciplined and focused, you will achieve your goal that you have set. You'll keep joy in your heart, I'm sure, as you go through. But sometimes it's kind of hard to keep joy. But as long as you know, hey, I'm moving in the general direction I'm trying to go, you are going to meet Spirit along the way, and you all are going to pave a beautiful path ahead of you together. We have 30 for the Wheel card. And this card in the tool position is about you making progress by venturing into your own destiny, right? Again, this card is also about travel. So seriously, there's going to be travel. So if you were looking in terms of tool position for love, for example, Spirit is saying you're going to have to get up and move a little. You're going to have to maybe go on some speed dating, or go out with friends, or go hang out. You're going to have to move forward to get this going for you, to get what you desire and to make it happen, to have some action steps. People aren't going to just start sending you job offers if you haven't, cast the net out there, right? And try to catch something. So you have to take those steps and move forward and get the wheels of motion going forward. But these cards signify to me, you will have success. You will move forward. You will definitely be able to move forward. And it's also representing, hey, some of you have come full circle in life and in love and in work. And now this is a new renewal time for you, a season for you, a new season of life that you're in. So just continue to move forward and you will be all right. And then we have number 7 for Tooth in the Tools position. This is saying, hey, sometimes we think of teeth as permanent, right? Fixed. Can't move or whatever, until one day we lose it. That could be like the job, or the mate, or the friendship, or the car, or, the home, whatever it may be. Being okay with losing something that was considered permanent will set you free. Being okay with saying, I will walk away from this job if this is no longer fulfilling me or making me super happy. I am willing to lose something that felt so permanent before, but now it just feels like it's just holding me back. It's a rotten tooth that needs to loosen and fall out so I can move on. Could be a relationship that needs to finally come to an end, right? And then also in the Tools position, we have the Frog. The Frog is about transformation. Okay, so being okay with transforming, being okay, knowing that your power is in the present, and being able to transform despite disappointments. There will be disappointments in life, but you are a transformed being where you don't get down when things don't go your way, when things don't work out. If you thought, oh, I was supposed to have this job forever, oh, I was supposed to get this job, and it doesn't happen, you're now a transformed being, recognizing that God is your source, not this job or not this particular career. And it may be something that you have to accept. It may be something that you aren't ready to deal with. But this card says you're a transformed being and that you'll get ready, even if it's painful enough to try to get ready. If that makes any sense. And I could be just speaking to 1 or 2 people who watch this video specifically. All right, so the outcome position. What's happening, or what will you be leaving behind in November and taking forth with you into December and beyond? So we have the Snake card. The snake gets a bad rap because it's not all bad. So in the month of November, you're going to be facing your fears, moving beyond your fears, stepping higher, climbing higher above it. Your fears were holding you back. You're leaving that behind, and you're going to move forward. And that's awesome, right? That is awesome. Some of you are going to have some lovely sexual fantasies fulfilled as you embark on new partner, new dating situation, while others of you are going to be, definitely living in the moment and succumbing to temptation, right? Living in the moment, rejoicing in the present, having joy. I don't get a sense that this is all bad. Really, I don't. And then we have the 59. Oh, I love the 59 card because it's about happy times, right? Festivities, joy, joyous times, I'll even say. the gift or the ribbon card, I like to call it the gift card. It represents festivities. It also is a symbol of hope. It's, feminine beauty. Some women are going to be able to really find, Gemini women find themselves looking quite beautiful. Maybe they get some enhancement things happening for themselves. Nothing too drastic, but just something to make them feel better. While others of you from the inside out is just shining bright, living in the present, being joyous, being a part of festivities, holiday festivities and activities. It's a good, joyous time for you. It is definitely a symbol of hope. So you don't have to fear that it's like, yeah, maybe for some of you, the opportunity comes with a package of misfortune, but it's not all bad. It's still reason to be hopeful that everything in the end will unfold beautifully. So I'm just telling you now, Gemini, there will be something that happens. Some of you, not all of you, but many of you, something that happens that's going to feel like, but remember this reading, that it actually is encasing something quite beautiful and amazing and an opportunity for you. We have fish. And the opportunity also could be pregnancy for some of you. Whenever I get the fish card, I have to say that for some of you who may be watching, you may be finding yourself, you're pregnant, or maybe this card is just, yet again confirming that whomever is watching this is pregnant. This card also is a good fortune card. It is, again, saying you've got a lot of beautiful and wonderful and abundant things happening for you, Geminis. So, yay. And it bodes a good time for you, as does the Ankh card in terms of spirituality, secret, knowledge finally being revealed to you. You have this increased awareness of your power, of the power of the universe, and of the universal loving connection. And you're amazed by it. You're in awe by it, and you are harnessing it and sharing it with others joyfully. And it's beautiful that you are so willing to share it, I'd say. And so you will be in many opportunities of being able to give and share some of that beautiful inner knowledge, but more importantly, sharing the gifts of the inner power, that connection that you have with spirit, that inner power that you have, you share it with the world. And then 60, stump. So for the month of November, something ending prematurely. So this could be where someone ends up getting terminated and then having, or maybe not necessarily getting terminated, getting laid off, or something happening in that way, a relationship ending, but making way for a new powerful beginning with moving on. It could represent initially in the beginning of the month some resistance to something, resistance to change, resistance to what is happening. But towards the end of the month, you realize that it's time to just kind of go with the flow, and that serves you best. And it also may indicate that it's time for you to extricate yourself from a situation. Maybe if you have adult children, you've kind of ingratiated yourself too much into their life, and now it's time to pull back. That's one example of how you maybe need to extract yourself, or maybe in between friendships or fights or some infighting going on in the family, it's time to pull back. Let's read a quick excerpt to close out the reading, Gemini. I did not mean to go over, but I was just amazed by how beautiful the reading was for you in the month of November. So I want to read just a quick little excerpt to close it out. All right. It is time to find the joy in this moment and to find the joy more often. Should this card come up in your divination, it heralds arrival of more happiness and profound joy into your life. It is a good omen. Actively seek pleasure and build more of the things that give you personal joy and laughter in your life. After all, We build in appointments for the dentist. Why not for our own pleasure? But I find that you're going to be doing that and more, Geminis. Oh my goodness, you're going to have a beautiful month. Much love, many blessings, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.